Hello, I'm so excited to kick off with song number 2 with you today. If you're new to this channel and this challenge, go ahead and check out the introduction video, and you can also check out the previous week we did the first song. Go ahead and check it out in the description box below. If you've already done those, I hope you had a great time making your first song. And we're going to move on to the next one. Today's exercise is called Ostinato, and it's great to make your songs instantly recognizable and to make sure they have hooks and just to keep your listeners' dopamine levels high. Ostinato is a pretty loose term. It's basically a musical motif that is consistently repeated throughout your song and just kind of creates like a melodical hook for your listener. Some examples of songs that have strong ostinatos are Feel It Still by Portugal the Man, Shape of You by Ed Sheeran, Loser by Beck, God is a Woman by Ariana Grande, Dark Horse by Katy Perry. The list goes on and on. The overview of what we're going to do with this exercise is we're going to start noodling on our instrument and come up with 3 different melodies, 3 different versions of an ostinato. We're going to record that, then you're going to pick your favorite one, develop the ostinato, mumble a vocal melody on top, and then you'll take your song from there. That's it in a nutshell. You're going to need an actual instrument to start out with this exercise. If you don't play an instrument, don't worry about it. You can also just play with sounds in your DAW and just use that as your instrument. Without further ado, I'm going to take you through my process, and you can follow along as I go by stopping the video and implementing yourself. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm gonna try and come up with an ostinato. Harpsichord sound. I like this chord. It's pretty. I think we got it! Okay, but I don't like the instrument for that one, so let's do a different sound. It's gonna make me cry. So long than that. I'm so i picka en ostinato. Ich glaube, ich habe jetzt eh schon genug Ideen. Okay, I recorded 4 ostinatos that are all open here. Let's go through them one by one. And we're gonna have to pick the one that is the best. So you're gonna do that for yourself. I'm just kind of gonna take you through my process. So this is number 1. Okay. This is number 2. I layered a couple of sounds here, a vibraphone, a synth, and a music box. Originally I had it with the glockenspiel, but it sounded too Christmas-like for me. I can turn it on and show you. It sounds cuter and Christmassy, but I want it, I don't know. There's so much sweetness in my voice already, and in my general image. I always like to fuck it up. Just a little bit, as much as I can. Okay, next one, number 3. I kind of like this one because I think the drums are a bit too loud. Yeah. And then I have a 4th one, which I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of. Oh, 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 oh. It's a bit quirky. But basically, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pick one, and then we're gonna play around with that ostinato, make it really hooky and really so that it stands out, you know? And I think for that, I'm just gonna go with the first one. All the other ones, I layered sounds and stuff and like already worked on them a little bit, but this one, I don't know. It's just like... Sounds like I'm imitating Mozart, but it just kind of pops out the most for me, probably because of the sound of the harpsichord, and probably because it's not your standard pop melody. It sounds more classical. So I think I'm gonna finesse this one and continue with that. You go ahead and pick yours, pause the video, and finesse your own. So I'm gonna start by making a simpler version of this, then I'm gonna make a more complex version of it, then I'm just gonna play around with different things. Record a version playing harder with more velocity, record a version with less velocity, playing softer, and then you're just gonna choose what makes you smile. Okay, so I just simplified it a little bit, and this is what it sounds like. This is the original. And this is the simplified one. This could work. Next, I'm gonna make a more complex version of it. You go ahead and do the same. So how do we make this more complicated? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. kind of want to make it ridiculous. Let's go and make it ridiculous. This is crazy. There's just too much going on. I don't like it. I do not. Okay, let's try this. Okay. I don't particularly like it, but it's more complex. Let's compare. So we got the complex one. I hate it. This is the simple one. This can work. I can make something of this. I still think that the first version is the strongest one, just in terms of creating a vibe. I don't know, we'll see. Next, I'm gonna make a version playing harder. I mean, this is played really hard. It's a harpsichord, but what I'm gonna try is layer a couple of sounds, potentially try a couple of different instrumentals. So I'm gonna pull up the layouts. I'm dying of ennui. I got so much in my body as I swallowed up butter. I'm flying so good we. I'm a swallow. This could be cool. I'm dying of ennui. Yeah, but we gotta figure out the chords underneath. I'm dying of ennui. We'll see. We're actually not there yet. I'm already moving along too quickly. So let's try bring in some softness. What about this? What about this? Nasty Tines. Nasty Tines. Okay, what does it sound like? The first tone is missing, but that's okay. Okay, let's make this one really quiet, just to support the other one. And we'll make this one a bit louder. We could do the same for this. Hello. I'm confused. It's kind of cool to have them all together. What do we think? Ennui. I'm picturing like a Marie Antoinette board in her room playing with her cat. I have an obsession with cats. Help. I need help. Okay. I think this is already enough to work with. I'm gonna take 5 minutes to marinate on which one I'm gonna move on with. The next thing we're gonna do once we pick the version is we're gonna mumble lyrics. We're just gonna come up with a random melody and mumble lyrics on top of the ostinato and then take the song from there. Okay, I have decided I'm just gonna keep it the original one. And then I'm gonna do sound design later. And I'm just gonna come up with the lyrics now with the vocal melody. So I'll do a little bit of that and then you can pop the video and do it yourself. Vox. You know, it's actually really hard to be in the, when I'm in the creative state, it's really hard to explain things. I kind of just want to do without talking. So that's what I'm gonna do now. You can watch, I'll be editing the video anyway, so it's easier for you to watch. But that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, we're gonna get rid of these because they're in the way. And I'm just gonna do some whatever. I'm just gonna do some whatever. Just gonna do some whatever. Some whatever. 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 We need to change the core, like, it's too much in the same mood, this. There's like no change in the mood. It's happy, happy, happy. But let's see, I actually have to add this thing because I have a sphere mic, and the sphere mic has this technology that allows you to emulate different mics, but the way it records is in stereo, and then you have to use this plugin for it to sound mono. Otherwise you'll just hear it on the left side. So let's see what this does. I'm dying of honey. I got I'm flying. I got ennui, so much ennui. Okay. I think we're gonna call this song Ennui, which means boredom in French. Ennui. Ennui. Okay, basically this is your exercise. I'm just gonna go back into my privacy and make my song because it's actually not that easy to do this in front of the camera. Okay, not a couple of hours later, but a couple of days later, I have my song. I had a really hard time with this one because it was all samey, and like I just didn't know where to take it. So I wrote this on Thursday, and then on Friday, the next day, we went to a wedding, and the DJ was playing all these 2010s dance songs. And then that kind of got injected into my song. And it was really cringe. And I was stuck with just a verse and a chorus. And I was like, okay, this is just gonna be a perfect example of how you're not always gonna finish a full song. And like, it was really cringe. It was like, I'm not gonna develop this further because I hate it. But then I got a burst of energy yesterday and I kind of just finished the thing and I reduced the cringe. I think it's fun now. Let's listen to it and then I'll show you my session. It's called Dance Till You Drop the Shoe.
I'm dying of a need, but I can't say where I'd rather be. Every day, every night is the same, it's a tragedy. Your words are on repeat, and they bounce off these walls, it's so bleak. Every day, every night I escape to my reverie.
Stop, there's one thing left to do. Dance till you drop the shoe.
Dance till you drop the shoe. Dance till you drop the shoe. I'm dying. This record turns and turns, and I don't know how to stop it.
The cure is dance till you drop the shoe.
Dance till you drop the shoe. Dance till you drop the shoe. Dance till you drop the shoe. Dance till you drop the shoe.
Say hello to my little friend here. Okay, so that was the song. And here's the session. Obviously, there's like still stuff I would change. And again, it's a demo and it needs mixing and. But here's how it happened and how it came about. So remember I had the ostinato. So I changed it a bit. Not really. I just added the vinyl crickly sound. And it just adds this warp, like in my song 1. I kind of just like the vinyl sound at the moment. And then I added these two. No, wait. First, I actually worked out the melody, which originally was a bit different. But yeah, I added the melody on top.
I'm dying of a need, but I can't say where I'd rather be.
So I had that, and then I felt like, oh, I need kind of like, I need drums, like I need a beat, but it needs to be whimsical. And I searched through a sample library and I found these two in combination are just super whimsical.
I'm dying of a need, but I can't say where I'd rather be.
So it's this loop over here is like,
rather be.
Whoops.
I'd rather be. Every day, every night is just a tragedy.
I just thought it was fun because it's like cups and I don't know, like tumbly kind of drum sound. So I layered those two, and then oh yeah, and that bass. I just kind of thought the sound is it's part of the cringe, but I don't know. It kind of makes it fun. So I came up with the lyrics here, and I added these background vocals to emphasize the rêverie.
Every day, every night I escape to my reverie.
And I just like that harmony. And I just wanted to make it dreamy. First I made it reverby dreamy the way I usually do it in my songs, and it was just too much of a contrast. And so I kind of imagined there's a radio and like very warpy. I actually upped the warp. So this is also, I have the vinyl plugin on there, and I put the warp to the maximum. And so that's that. I recorded this. Stop.
There's one thing left to do. Dance till you drop the shoe.
And that is the one part I still don't like, where I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. But it's basically just two voices layered on top of one another.
Stop. There's one thing left to do.
One of them is the lead vocal, and the other one is a vinyl, has the vinyl thing on it. And then before the beat drops, I just lowered this one an octave.
Dance till you drop the shoe.
And that's it. And then we go into the beat drop. And the beat drop is basically just a drum loop that sounds like this. With the harpsichord on top, but I chopped off most of the melody. I got rid of the bass note at the bottom, because like you have the bass note, you know, playing. Da 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 da. You have the bass note, and I got rid of that, and it's just da 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 da. My voice is scratchy today. Da 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 da. And it repeats throughout the chorus. And then I have like an actual bass. Just a chord progression. And then I have like a counter, the bass I used earlier, you know, the bootsy bass. It's just giving kind of like a counter thing to emphasize the beat. To make it, because that makes it dancey. And we like dancey. So the instrumental alone sounds like this. And then that's what I had. And, you know, just to like make it dancey, there's a break there. The bootsy bass has a break. And then this is the part I came up with yesterday, because I just had this instrumental and I was like, God, I don't know what it was. It just felt so like cringy and silly. And I came up with this top line that was like a lot of voices and just octaves. That was something like, you gotta dance, you gotta dance until you drop. I can't remember. So shake it harder. Something about your body. Is all we got. So just dance till you drop. Dance till you drop the shoe. And it felt so wet. So I deleted those vocals and I came up with these, which I like a lot better. They're very simple, but they're like, I don't know, they just feel cooler to me.
Dance till you drop the shoe.
And
dance till you drop the shoe.
So, you can see the process was very like unstructured because I have random vocals all around. So I started out with just dance till you drop the shoe, and then I just put harmonies underneath. They're not even tuned. I just sang each one of them. Dance till you drop the shoe. Dance till you drop the shoe. And I added some dissonant notes in there. And then, so once I had all these, I chopped up the word shoe and I copied it down to separate tracks. And this is super cool because this is something I love to do. I've done it in previous songs. Running Against Time, you can hear it. New Directions, you can hear it. I add this analog delay that makes them sound like they're ping-ponging side to side. And
dance till you drop the shoe.
So the shoo, 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 that's this delay. And it's only added to these shoes. Yeah, so I came up with that. And then at that point, I only had the verse and the chorus. And I was like, how does this move on? And I had so much energy because I had just taught a class at Artist Springboard. And that just energizes me because the people are awesome and I love them. And I felt really hyper. And so I was like, okay, like this song is about boredom. All of this was just like, I didn't think that. It's just like the way it happened. I just kind of improvised this part as a verse 2. I was like bored, so much energy, and
this record turns and turns and I don't know how to stop it.
And I added the snippet of, you know, where the song starts. I just copied that part to to verse 2, and so then it sounds like this.
I'm dying. This record turns and turns and I don't know how to stop it.
And then I was like, the cure is dance till you drop the shoe.
The cure is dance till you drop the shoe.
Yeah, so that kind of just happened. It was a brain fart. And then I was left with the last chorus. First, it was just copy paste the first chorus. And then I felt like, it needs some extra voices. So I recorded an extra layer. Let's see what this was. It's just an extra harmony.
Dance till you drop the shoe.
Yeah, it was just an extra harmony that I added to the already very full complex harmony. And I added another octave, like a higher octave, to the delay vocals. Super high. This gives it more energy. And I added this reverby ooh vocal because that's just what Sonj Marina does. That's just like, we be doing ethereal vocals. That's what we do. So I improvised this one. So this is what I did. I did an improvised line. I picked out this particular melody out of the improvisation and I just sang that and got rid of the rest of the improvisation, if that makes sense. That's it. And I sang it 3 times, well, 6 times. One on the left, one on the right. They're panned all the way out. And so to make them sound ethereal like this, it's actually super simple. What I do is I get rid of the low end. I also get rid of the high end. So you're kind of left with this bell curve in the middle. And I add loads of reverb. So I have this church. Actually, it's a cathedral reverb. Cathedral. I used to use the church preset, and now I've upgraded to the cathedral preset, because since I got the sphere mic, it just hasn't, the church reverb just doesn't sound ethereal enough. It sounds kind of like, it doesn't have that softness that the cathedral has, and I think it's because this mic has higher fidelity. Before this mic, I was working with the Rode NT1A, which isn't as high fidelity. And so already the mic kind of has a more muted, more, how do you say? So already that mic has a more dampened sound, and the church reverb worked perfectly with that. And now that I have this high fidelity mic, I somehow need the other one. So anyway, that's how this came about. And then, so I had put in this break because, I don't know, I just felt like the last chorus needs to get big. It needs to kind of dissolve into the space. And because, you know, the main character, she's bored and she really wants to get out of this body that is keeping her trapped in this life. And so I put in strings. I'll put in strings, very expressive strings, and a break to kind of transition into this.
Dance till you drop the shoe. Dance till you drop the shoe.
And the strings, it was just making the chords really dramatic. I really wanted like dramatic chords. Let's see if I can explain what I actually did. So, if you listen to the instrumental without the strings, it will sound minor. Let's see if that's true. I'm just going to do it without the drums. it doesn't sound happy. Like chordally, it sounds dark, right? Whereas the strings sound happy, like they sound. There they sound like. I need to get better at explaining this. But put them together, it sounds dramatic. You know? And that dissonant chord at the end to finish. And then with all the crunchiness in the vocal choir. It just sounds really dramatic. And I love me some drama. Love me some drama.
Dance till you drop the shoe. Dance till you drop the shoe.
Yeah. So that was basically it. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't mention in the first intro, I just have a kick there to keep the movement going.
Stop. There's one thing left to do. Dance till you drop the shoe.
But I hardly have any. I don't have any risers, so I could definitely finesse out the transitions with this song to create more excitement going into the drop, building throughout verse 1. Like there's not a lot happening other than the drum track evolves. If you just listen to these, it evolves. Now it changes. So it goes somewhere. But other than that, there's not a lot happening in verse 1. I mean, yeah, I have the radio there at the end. I don't know if it needs anything. I'm thinking I definitely have to do some more vocal production on this. I didn't really produce the lead vocal other than put the regular things on it, my EQ, my compressor, a bit of reverb, Fresh Air plugin. If you don't know Fresh Air, highly recommend it. It's free, and it just gives it air. That's why it's called Fresh Air. I added some saturation. But I could definitely do more vocal production. I might add some background vocals already in verse 1. I don't know, maybe not. And one thing that might be useful for you, so with this break in the last chorus.
Dance till you drop the shoe.
Coming back into the beat, I guess you could call this, it's not a riser, but it's basically just it preps the listener for, okay, we're going back into the drop, because it kind of lifts and we're going back into the drop. It's just this. And what it is I just cut like a piece of the drum loop and I reversed it. I reversed the audio and then I fade it in so it goes from quiet to louder. And so it's the same track, just reversed. And I'm sure there's a function in any DAW you use. For me, I just right click, and then this is all in German, but it's Audio umkehren, and then the audio is reversed. And it's something, I think, with if you want to make songs that move people and make them dance, these kinds of things, like thinking about how the beat affects your body movement is so crucial. And like, imagine we didn't have this one. It's a subtle difference, but I think it's huge. Dance. Okay, like it goes back in, but have this one in there. It's just small things like that, or like this timing, or this break I have over here with the bootsy bass. Dance till you drop the shoe. Did you hear that? Like, I could emphasize that if I cut away the beat too. Could be a nice effect. Dance till you drop the shoe. Like, I could play around with that too and make that even stronger. Actually, what did I do? There, okay. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to do with this song, because after the wedding, or actually during the wedding, as we were dancing, I was like, these songs are all kind of like simple and stupid, like from a musical complexity standpoint, they're like, or from a lyrical standpoint, they're not very complex. But like, it's really fun to dance to them, and they're like the perfect thing to just kind of do that. Okay, I am so bad with words. I'm sorry. That's why I make music. I like to express myself with music. I hope you could take something away from this. I'm so excited to hear your version of the ostinato exercise, and I hope you share it with me, and I hope I'll see you soon. That was it. I hope you had loads of fun creating your second song. If you have any questions about anything I showed about my song and my session breakdown, go ahead and post in the comments. And if you want to do this alongside other artists and just have a safe space to share what you've made and interact with other artists, ask for help, etc., I highly recommend get the book that this challenge is based on, because you'll get access to our free WhatsApp community where we all hang out and we share our songs on a weekly basis as we're going through this challenge. The information for all of that is in the description box below. And other than that, I'm just really excited to see you again next week for the third song.